Times change. Travel changes. You might have heard your parents say something like, "When I was your age, I walked to school. 5 miles. In the snow. Uphill. Both ways." Well, today we're going to look at a single sentence from an SAT passage, and let's see what it says about travel for the millennials versus parents of the millennials. My name is Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 3, Section 1, number 17, which reads, as used in line 61, favor most nearly means. So what we've got here is we've got an example of a vocabulary and context question. The worst thing you could do for this type of question is say, oh, I know what the word favor means, and choose an answer without looking at the context. You'll be wrong 3 out of 4 times. So what do you do instead? Read the sentence with the word in place, but completely ignore any meaning of the word that you're familiar with. And then you could think of your own word or just meaning of the sentence, meaning of that word, before you look at the answer choices. Worst comes worst, you think of the meaning of the sentence. That could be helpful also. And then you could also put each answer choice in place of the original word, because sometimes thinking of the meaning is not really practical or it takes too much time. So let's go to line 61. We'll see what it's saying about millennials versus their parents, which is really not the focus of this question, but something interesting. And then we'll look at vocabulary and context for the word favor in line 61. So going up to the sentence, we see the millennials who reached adulthood around the turn of the century now outnumber baby boomers, tend to favor cities over suburbs, are far more willing than their parents to ride buses and subways. So, as far as the meaning of the sentence goes, it sounds like the parents of the millennials are a little more snooty about what type of transportation they take. Maybe they don't want to ride a car. But millennials are like, yeah, it's cool. Live in a city. You know, we'll take public transportation. We'll take subways. We like driving with all different types of people. Fantastic. So that meaning of that sentence might surprise you. But anyway, our focus here is the word favor. And the millennials tend to favor cities over suburbs. And you might think of your own word or words that fit that. And another word that I thought of is actually the correct answer, so we don't want to give it away. But keeping in mind that millennials tend to favor cities over suburbs, we could also read with words in place. So the millennials tend to indulge cities. Well, indulge as a verb usually means kind of like to spoil. So if you indulge your children, you're giving them anything they want and you're spoiling them. It doesn't make sense that millennials would indulge the city. Millennials would prefer the city. That makes sense. Over the suburbs. They like to live in the city. They prefer the city. And public transportation is big in the city. That would make sense. The millennials resemble the city. That doesn't make sense unless a millennial looks like a city. Maybe if you get a real big guy. There was a football player in college where I went. We called him Sears because he was so big he was like the Sears Tower. But he didn't literally look like the building. So we're not talking about people looking like cities. And then answer choice D, millennials serving the city. Well, if millennials are running for public office, that's usually what politicians like to say, we are servants of the city, of the people of the city. It's completely off topic. That's not the correct answer either. The correct answer is that millennials would prefer the city over the suburbs. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Also, I've got 1-minute videos on TikTok, so check us out on TikTok. Have a great day.